Well, hunting season is coming to an end, but is it? The State Department of Environmental Conservation is considering extending hunting season as a way to control the deer population. 7 News reporter Gage Kilborn learns that the North Country region is likely not going to see an extension because another season is set to start up.
In the middle of December, snowmobilers usually put on their gear and hit the trails in the North Country, but there's an unknown this year. Could the Department of Environmental Conservation extend hunting season, which could ultimately push back the start of snowmobiling season?
There was a possible extension that was being considered by DEC that would essentially extend the hunting season into January, near the end of January.
The extension could be granted for areas in New York State where deer populations have exploded. Gray says the DEC is mainly concerned with the southern zone that is being shown in light blue, while the northern zone, which is the North Country, is not likely a target for an extension. Scott Simmons, the president of Barnes Corners Snow Pals, knows at this time of year, hunters stop going in the woods and snowmobilers are ready.
When you get really good snow like we just got, your hunting season is going to slow down and almost stop because you can't get out and hunt, you can't get out and do it. Certain guys are, but the amount of people that are just going out and casually hunting is going down.
While the DEC believes extending the season will help mitigate the deer population, Simmons believes the opposite, that actually shortening the season will be more effective.
New York State's hunting season is so long, it's so extended already, that just adding more time to it is not gonna take care of the problem.
The official end of hunting season for the North Country is December 10th. The southern zone goes until the end of December. Gray says there's no indication if this will happen or when, but he wants the state to understand in the North Country how important snowmobiling is right after the hunting season ends. We haven't gotten a response from the DEC on this topic. Gage Kilborn, 7 News.